Do any of these things sound familiar to you as you are looking over your bank account statements each month? Overdraft fee, ATM fee, subscription fee, and transactions just being more than what you expected. Well, in this video, I am sharing 12 habits that's going to definitely help you effectively manage your bank account. So if you're interested in learning more, stick around and keep watching. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kimberly, and on this channel, we talk about ways to unlock your financial freedom by incorporating planning, productivity, and personal finance into your daily routine so that you can level up your life by getting out of debt and taking control of your 24 hours. So if you want to learn more, hit the subscribe button and keep watching. Welcome back to Edupreneur Diaries. Thank you guys for tuning in. Today, I want to share 12 habits that I truly believe is going to effectively help you manage your bank account. Now, if you don't know my backstory, I was $30,000 in credit card debt. Most of this debt occurred during college and also when I had my son. So I was in college beginning in 1999 and I had my son in 2007. So I think the debt for the most part occurred between those years. And I just kept the debt. I was paying the minimum payments, on time. So my credit was okay, but I just needed to get out of that hole I was in. So I want to share with you guys some habits that I think is going to really truly help you out. So I want you to think about these. Tell me, which ones you want to try, which ones you're currently doing, and let's talk about it in the comments below. So the first habit that I think is going to help you manage your checking account is to have multiple accounts, okay? I know this sounds crazy, and I don't even know how many bank accounts I have now, but I personally like it. Some people may feel like it's a lot to keep up with. Not necessarily. I like the fact that, I'm not looking at this money, on a regular basis. And once you kind of change your mindset, you don't have to worry about, dipping into the money, because that's what I used to do. I would put money into savings on one day and take it out the next day. But when you have these different bank accounts, you're not looking at them on a regular basis. So it really helps, separate your money, and it helps you not to keep dipping into the money. So I highly recommend that you have multiple bank accounts. I already have some linked below. Some of them give you different perks if you sign up, but my main bank account is an online bank account. It is Borrow, but I do have multiple. Okay, so if you want to share some of your bank accounts below or share some of your favorite accounts, feel free to do that. Now let's move on to habit number 2. Of course, I really feel like this is going to help you manage your checking account. You guys, you have to use ATMs that don't charge fees. And I know I'm guilty of this. If you watched my budget with me for last month, I think, or December, I actually had to take an ATM fee because I was in a hurry. I forgot to get the cash. And, I couldn't drive all over town to find the ATM that I needed. So I had to just go to the first one that I saw, which charged me a fee of, I believe, $3.50. But if you can, you want to go ahead and plan out when you're going to get your cash and where you're going to get your cash from, so that you are getting cash from ATMs that don't charge fees. Typically, if you go online or go to your banking app, it will show you what ATMs you can use for free. And I believe it's Cash App, that when you use your card at various ATMs, sometimes they'll hit you with an ATM fee, and then they'll hit you with another fee on top of that. So it's crazy right now. So please make sure that you are planning ahead so that you can only use those ATMs that don't charge you fees, because that money is, is nipping away at your income in your checking account. So this brings me to habit number 3, and that is you absolutely need to download the banking app for your checking account. Okay, you want to download this app. You want to have it accessible to you so that you can be checking on your transactions. And I don't want to speak too soon because I have some other habits coming up. But if you don't have your app downloaded on your phone, please do that. Matter of fact, you need to pause the video right now and download your banking app. Honestly, I don't know how I would survive if I didn't have my banking apps on my phone. So even though I have multiple banking accounts, I have every single one of those apps downloaded on my phone because they are all important, and I do want to go in and check those balances on a regular basis. So go ahead and create your username and password. If you are forgetful, make sure you write down your username and password so you can come back to it, and then just enroll so that you can monitor your accounts. All right, habit number 4. So now that you have the bank account app downloaded, you want to use it to check your balances often. Okay, so I would say at least maybe twice a week. Now, me personally, I go into some of my main accounts just about every day. Just about every single day. It's a part of my routine. So I have a certain routine in the morning, and budgeting is part of my routine. And I will go in to those accounts that I use regularly, and I may check those every single day. But some of the other ones I may check once a week or once every 2 weeks, or maybe even once a month if I don't use it at all. Okay, so keep that in mind. That's very important. You want to check those accounts. You want to make sure there are no unexpected transactions going on in your account. Next up, we have habit number 5. Now, habit number 5 is a must. You have to turn on those text alerts and those email alerts so that you know when your account balance drops below a certain amount, or whenever you get a transaction, boom, it's right there on your phone as a text or coming in as an email. Y'all, I live by this, and I'm going to tell you guys in a minute when I get to another habit here. One of the things that I use the text alerts for. So if you are not getting text alerts, you need to have them. It's so important. It helps you out a lot when you're making transactions and you want to make sure the right amount is being used and so forth. So please turn these on, y'all. Very important. So for habit number 6, this is how I use my text alerts. Okay, so if you've watched my channel, watched my videos, you know that all of my bills are on auto pay to my credit card. So anytime I get a text alert from my credit card that something has posted, I'm going straight over to track my expenses. So I'm going straight over to my budget sheet or my expenses tracker, and I'm going to track my expense. So habit number 6 is to track your expenses or balance your checking account on a regular basis. So whether that's daily, whether that's weekly, I definitely recommend daily or weekly. I don't know that I would say only look at it once a month. For me, I look at mine every time, a text alert comes on my phone. So that could be daily, that could be every other day. It's just random when those bills hit my account. Most of my bills are done with by the 15th of the month, so they're coming out from the 1st through the 15th, and then that gives me time to kind of finalize my budget. But this is super important, you guys. I cannot tell you how much this has helped me since I have paid off my debt and just changed my whole mindset on budgeting and, living within my means and so forth. So if you're not tracking your expenses, do so, please. Okay, track your expenses now. Habit number 7 is to make sure that you're only purchasing things that you need with this checking account. Okay, now I'm not telling you not to get your wants, because Lord knows I purchased some of my wants, and I think my guilty pleasure, the thing that I spend money on the most that I don't need to, is probably eating out. But what I will say here is I would have 2 different accounts for that. So I would only purchase things that I need, my bills and so forth, from this checking account. And then the things that I want, I'm going to have a separate account. So typically I have what's called a fund money account, and that's where those things come out of. So your checking account, I would say just focus on your bills only, and then anything else needs to come from a separate account. A lot of times I use my sinking funds account as well. So some things you won't see on my monthly budget because it falls under sinking funds. And when it's time to pay those things, it comes from my sinking fund account. So just keep that in mind. Habit number 8 is probably one of my favorites. And you guys are probably like, I think she's been saying that about all of them. But truly, this is probably one of my favorites. It helps so much to build a cushion in your checking account, because sometimes your bills are over what you have budgeted for. Okay, sometimes they are, especially like electricity. So you want to make sure that you have a cushion in your checking account that's going to allow you to be okay when certain things like that happens. All right, so I started doing this, I don't know, it's probably been a year ago that I started doing this. So I started with $1,000 cushion, and now my new goal for 2023 is to get 1 month ahead. So instead of $1,000 cushion, I want to have 1 month paycheck as my cushion. So that is my goal right now. You guys can see that in my community tab, so check it out. And I'm on track to hitting that goal. So of course, when I do that, I will definitely do a video and tell you guys all about it. But just go ahead right now, y'all. You can start with $50, $100, whatever, but you need to build a cushion. This is very important. So let's talk about habit number 9. And some people don't necessarily like this, but let me talk to you about it for a minute. So automate your deposits. So you want to get those direct deposits. And I think most people do that part. Although some of my men may not. So, you know, I still know people that actually get paper checks and go and get them cashed. But if you're doing that, y'all, please automate your direct deposits. Automate them, get them set up to where they're going directly into your bank account. But let's look at this last part. Also, I would say automate your payments for your bills. Now, at one point, I myself didn't like the idea of putting my bills on automation, because if they were higher than what I expected, I was like, you know, what am I going to do? But that's why I automate them to my credit card, so that if it is higher, it really doesn't matter, because I can take care of it without it, you know, causing me to overdraft or whatever. So that's why I automate it to my credit cards. And then also, that's why you have a cushion that I just mentioned before, because that cushion is going to take care of the overage. So please consider automating your payments as well. Even if you're doing debit cards, automating to your debit card, that's okay. But you definitely want to have that cushion. You definitely want to have that cushion if you are using a debit card for automation. So let's take a look at habit number 10, and that is avoid paying extra fees. Now, I'm not talking about ATM fees. I'm talking about those extra checking account fees that you may get hit with if you don't have a certain amount of money in your account at all times, or if you don't have direct deposit set up. There are some bank accounts that's going to charge you a monthly fee. For example, I currently don't have a Bank of America bank account because I know that they're going to hit me with a fee if I don't have direct deposit set up. And I can't have direct deposit set up for multiple bank accounts because I don't have that many checks. But if you have multiple checks coming in, you can definitely take some of those checks and have them directly deposited into another checking account so that you won't get those fees. I think Chase as well. I don't have a Chase checking account. I would like to have one because I love Chase, but I know that I'm going to get hit with those fees as well if I don't have certain things set up. So make sure that you are not joining a bank that's going to hit you with these fees. If you know that you're not going to be able to meet the guidelines, then you might want to hold off until you can kind of, you know, work your way around those fees so that you don't get hit with them. Okay. Habit number 11 is to take advantage of credit card or checking account perks. Now, this one can be hard to keep up with, I must say, especially the credit cards. For me, I use credit cards and I try to keep up with the different perks to make sure I'm using my card to get, 3 times the points or 5 times the points or whatever it may be. But you're going to have to write these things down probably, because it's a lot to keep up with, or set reminders or something like that on your phone. Same thing with your checking account or debit cards. See if they have perks, 1% cash back, or maybe you'll get 3% back when you swipe your card at Domino's or something like that. For me, I do this a lot with my Cash App. My Cash App is another form or fun money account, I should say. And so I use it a lot for eating out. So typically I'm going to eat at those places that are going to give me some type of perk. So I go through my Cash App, Boost is what it's called in Cash App, and I see, what's available. Most of the time it's 10% off of Starbucks, or 10% off of Domino's, 5% off Taco Bell. So I try to make sure that I'm using those perks. So that's what I may go and eat because of the perk. I don't know if you guys do that. Let me know. Comment below if you try to use your perks and you only go to the places that you have perks for on your debit card or credit card or Cash App card. So comment below and let me know. Okay, we've made it to number 12, you guys, and that is going to be establishing a cash envelope system or a digital cash envelope system. And here we go again, y'all. This is one of my favorites. This is definitely one of my favorites. So if you've watched my earlier videos, you know that I started out by using the Budget Moms workbook and her methods. Now, I've never been a cash envelope spender. I've always been digital, but the Budget Mom, she does cash envelopes. So this I like because, y'all, it is a game changer. Okay, it's a game changer. It just allowed me to be more prepared for those expenses that I know is coming up. And I'm going to try to put on the screen, hopefully, my SoFi vaults to show you guys some of the cash envelopes, digital cash envelopes that I have. But I'm going to run through them real quick. And even if you are only putting $5 into this cash envelope every other week or once a month, whatever, it is going to help, y'all. I promise it's going to help. Oh, I promise. So I have a back to school envelope, a Boulé 2024. Boulé is, I'm a Zeta, so that is for my sorority. So I'm just planning to attend this event, and so I have that. I have car maintenance, Christmas, conferences. So I have to go to conferences for my second job. So I like to kind of save for that because I do have to have a hotel and whatnot. I have the Dallas Cowboys, which I actually just used that one because I went to an NFL game here in Jacksonville, Florida. I'm in Georgia, but I went to a game in December. So I actually just used those funds. I'm saving. I have a cruise cash envelope, dental cash envelope. I just started the dental, you guys, because I needed some work done, and I was like, okay, I don't have a medical, I don't have a dental, so I just added those two things. Let's see, girls trip, hair. I gotta have my hair fund because when I need to get my hair done, I want to make sure that I have it. That can be expensive, so I try to make sure that I only do that maybe every 2 or 3 months. My son's birthday, there's my medical because I did have to have surgery and I didn't have a medical fund. I had surgery in October. Piano because my son does music lessons. Progressive because I'm paying every 6 months, so I want to make sure that I have the funds when it comes around every 6 months. Robert's wedding 2023, that's my friend's wedding. Sam's Club, y'all know it's expensive, so I gotta have a sinking fund for that. Senior year, my son is currently a sophomore. He has 2 more years. I know his senior year is going to be expensive, so I'm saving for those expenses right now. Subscriptions, Typically, these subscriptions are for things like maybe I have a subscription for some type of software. Depending on what it is, it may come out of my business account, but if it's something else, then I'll pull it from subscriptions. Zeta conferences, and then my niece is graduating in 2024. I want to make sure that I go to her graduation. It's in Mississippi, so I want to make sure I have money to travel and also money to give her as a gift. So those are my current sinking funds. Again, I use SoFi vaults for the sinking funds, but I also recommend, if you don't want to use SoFi, you can also use Ally. Ally has what's called buckets. Those are like my top two options if you are trying to do sinking funds and establish a digital cash envelope system. Now, if you're doing regular cash envelopes, of course, you just need to purchase your envelopes and stuff those envelopes. And there's a lot of YouTube channels out here that does the cash envelope stuffing. So that is habit number 12, you guys. So my call to action today is for you guys to share in the comments below which of the 12 tips you like the most, or which one you want to start doing right now today, or share with us ones that you are already doing. Like, what are your favorite things? Or maybe there's something that I didn't talk about that you are doing that's going to help with your checking account. Okay? All right, guys. If you are loving this content, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell so that you are notified every single time Edupreneur Diaries posts a new video. Thanks for watching.